we are affectionately calling them the Pathways Influencers. And I want to tell you a little bit more about that. So, the Pathways Influencers is a special stretch project this year. It is building a team on the committee of men and women who are declaring and decreeing that they're ready to show up. That is our mantra that District Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Yolanda J has already engrafted into our hearts. And what does that mean to show up? She always talks about that intrinsic motivation, and that will be connected to your why. So we are answering our leaders' vision for the year and making sure that shines through with the educational programming. For those that decide to volunteer and be a champion of what Pathways can do in our lives, that's why you're called an influencer. And in an influencer's position, if you're looking for a way to sharpen your mentorship skills, persuasive communication skills, or you'd like to be a scientist like me, you want to be a catalyst for transformation, then the Pathways Influencers group is for you. There are already volunteers that are working with me behind the scenes. Some of those voices you're going to hear today. And we will also help you discover how Pathways can help you with things like promotions at your job, securing professional speaking opportunities, or improvements in relationships. Now, while we can't guarantee those results, we can set you up for success to be on the path for those results. And up first, I felt today would be the perfect time to have a jewel in District 44 to give a few words for just a few short moments. He is a past international director. He is a past regional advisor and a past district governor. I want to bring forth Distinguished Toastmaster Roy Ganga. He was one of the first to step up to become a Pathways influencer. And check this, everyone. That's a powerful resume. Roy is a current VPE in his club. So all the things he has get enriched with, he's nurtured with on these international platforms, he's brought it right back here at home to the Peach State. So Roy's going to talk to you about what you're missing if you don't use it as a strategic growth tool, his experience going through all those multiple levels of leadership, and last but certainly not least, he might just ask for a few audience members to tell him about their journey. So without further ado, please give a very warm welcome to Distinguished Toastmaster Roy Ganga.
Thank you, Renisha. District 44, how are you doing? Gosh, Amy set the stage there for us this morning, and Renisha always bring that energy. Yolanda, hey, we can't beat you, right? You get out there, you energize us, and you get us going. So District 44, good morning. And I want to, first of all, give a big shout out to my club, Rising Phoenix Toastmasters, for foregoing their club meeting this morning just to be here to attend this education session. I felt it was good for them to participate here. We have a lot of newcomers, and we got, I think, about 10 people at least on the call so far. So as a current vice president in 2 clubs, not one, I'm greedy for punishment, right? So I'm a current vice president in 2 clubs, and someone who has walked the journey from club member to regional advisors, you heard, to international director. And I have seen Toastmasters education program from many different vantage points. But no matter the title that you have, one thing remains the same. It's constant. The growth starts when you embrace the tools available to us. So don't forget that. We have all these tools available to us. Use it. And Pathways is one of the most powerful tools we have out there. I was just appointed region advisor when Pathways was rolled out. And I was confused a little bit because, again, using that program that we had before and then moving into Pathways and having to serve as a region advisor to help support this, I didn't know where to start. But I quickly realized that this is a program that I need to make sure that everybody got on board with. It represented a major shift in what our members was used to. It wasn't just a new program. I looked at it as it was a modern approach to the communication and leadership development. And I can tell you, from a global view as a regional advisor, Pathways has transformed the way members grow, not just in their clubs, but in their careers, in their communities, and building that confidence. And I have personally witnessed members go from being so hesitant, and we've seen a lot of those comments, hesitant speakers to confident trainers and leaders, from project managers to persuasive leaders, all because they embrace that Pathways journey. And for me, once I stopped listening to the noise and began to focus on the paths that I'm working on, I noticed that growth in myself. I started out with effective coaching because as an RA, I needed to learn what it took to be an effective coach, because that's what we do. And did I learn? Absolutely, yes. I took what I was learning from the different parts that I was doing and incorporated them into my personal life. Began doing things I never expected, such as appearing on TV. I became a TV star. And then I was given the opportunity after that to host my own TV program. That was amazing. That's something I would have never, ever dreamed of doing. But Pathways allow me to do that because the leadership and the confidence I developed allowed me to step into any environment and be able to succeed. I spoke to several members, and one member I remember telling me how the innovative planning path helped her finally launch her nonprofit she had been dreaming about for years. And another one told me that dynamic leadership give him the tools to navigate the real conflicts in his workplace. And that earned him a promotion because he was able to clearly, as I said in the chat, articulate his message, and that confidence came out, that leadership aspect came out. And now, as Vice President of Education, I see it every day. I mentioned earlier, we have a lot of new members in my club, and we want to make sure that they get what it is that they're signing up for. So that return on their investment, right? It's not a lot of money, but gosh, that $60 or $70 that they pay is worth every moment of their sacrifice. The members who dive into Pathways are the ones who shine. I find they're more engaged and more prepared, and they're more fulfilled when they achieve their goals. But here's the truth. Too many of us are still holding back. We're unsure, we're overwhelmed, or we're simply unaware of what is possible. Those possibilities that lie ahead. So today, I am inviting you, don't miss out. Pathways isn't just a curriculum. It's your customized roadmap to growth. Whether you want to master public speaking, build your brand, mentor others, or lead a team, there is a path for you. Go out there and research it. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be willing. So start the next project, explore the new path, ask for a mentor, or become a mentor. Because the magic of Pathways isn't just in the material that we have there. It is in the action that we take. And I promise you this, the more you lean into this program, the more you discover what you are capable of. Let's not leave our potentials on the table. And everybody say, hey, when you die, what do? You die, you're gone. All the skills that you have is gone with you. So let's leave the potential on the table. Let's use the tools we're given and become the leader and the communicator we are meant to be, or why you are part of this program. It's that simple. Don't let anybody stop you from taking the challenge you want. I have a saying I always put out there. Accountability starts with you. I can tell you, here, Renisha, you can join Toastmasters. It would help you very well. I can do that every day. But if she doesn't take that action, to be a part of Toastmasters, there's nothing more I can do. I can't force her to be a part of something she doesn't want to be. But let's encourage people. Let's bring them in. Our members, let's encourage them. Let's challenge them to sign up. There are some clubs I go to where I hear leaders in the club say, hey, they're too new to do this role. You're never too new to do anything. Challenge yourself to do it. Your members in your club is there to support you. Take that challenge from me here today. So as Radisha mentioned, I may call on a few of you for questions, right? And I was looking through the whole screen here to see all these smiling faces. And I see hey, I know she's going to kill me. Vicky Notlin, I don't know if you're available to answer a question.
Thanks, Roy. And what we'll do is
I am.
we'll have Vicky to come and do it table topic style, okay?
Okay, yeah,
All right,
this is
thank
a
you
quick,
so much. 1 to 2 minutes. Thank you.
quick stuff here, Vicky. Vicky, how has Pathways helped you in your personal and professional life?
Oh my goodness. For those of you that know me, they know that I have retired and have the life of a non-retiree right now, and everything that I do, my podcast, my coaching, my training, my youth leadership, everything that I do is because of Toastmasters. It gives me confidence to say yes to things that I have no idea how to do. Roy mentioned how we should let our new members try things. You have to just trust that this environment is so supportive, is so wonderful that you can fail, but you will learn from those lessons and be better the next time. So yes, Toastmasters changed my life, continues to change my life. And after 28 years, I will continue to grow and become a better person because of Toastmasters. Back to you, Roy.
Thank you, Vicky. Yes, Toastmasters has done so much for I guarantee if I ask every single one of you what it has done for you, you will have similar responses, right? Because it builds that leadership, it builds that team management, give you that confidence to go out there and take the challenge. And I have one more question for somebody. And I see Lena Sorianto is on. And Lena, why I'm picking on Lena, because Lena is a go-getter within Toastmasters. So Lena, if you're on.
Yes, I'm on.
Okay.
Thank you, Roy.
Why do you think people may be hesitant to engage in Pathways?
I think it's all about mentorship and about clarification, because a lot of people, when they joined, the first thing that they actually get was the acronyms: Pathways, Basecamp. Go to Basecamp, go to sign up as your new path, and they don't know that there are two websites. I think it all comes to clarification in the beginning. There needs to be somebody, either a VP education or a mentor. In my club, we use mentor one-on-one. Take the time. I invited my mentee to a coffee shop to just work on his pathways, and he was very happy about it. Just work with the new member to say there are two websites. One is, of course, our local website, how to sign up for roles, how to sign up for speaking spot. And the other website is most important, how to sign up for the first speech, how to maneuver his or her way to progress in the pathways, because a lot of people hesitate. Well, it's too difficult because, again, it's the 21st century. It's online. So what's the bad thing about it? Everybody is online. So you need to make sure, give the confidence to the new members, saying it's not that difficult. People complain, oh, I couldn't see this, I couldn't see that. It was because of lack of clarification. So that's the first thing that we need to do.
Exactly. That's right on it. And I know too, people think that it is just about public speaking. But again, we want to let them know that Pathways is not only it's giving speeches, it's realizing how we include leadership, project management, and doing that mentoring and all of these things. Every single role that you do in a Toastmasters meeting, those are immediate transferable skills in your professional life. People, hey, timer. I don't do anything with timer in my job. Guess what? When you attend a meeting, you don't have all day to say what you have to say. You got to say it in a short time. That's why we time everybody here to make sure that they know exactly what 5 minutes is when they go there. The arms, the ahs, the buts, the so's. We don't want to go to a meeting and that's all we have to say, right? It gets under my skin when I hear people say that in a meeting, and I'm sure each of you feel the same way. So I see Sherry has her hands up. I
Hey,
don't know if
Roy,
that's
we'll take some more questions in the chat. I want to go
Okay.
ahead and get us to the next phase. We're going to hear from one more individual, and then we have some actual mini training to give to our members this morning so they can walk away with some insights. But thank you so much. I love that you're always ready to deliver. And again, we appreciate all that you're doing right here in District 44. So
Thank
team,
you very
just
much,
drop those.
everyone.
Yes, sir. Drop those chats and questions. I met this amazing lady as I was recruiting for Pathways Influencers. And so Miss Eva Green, did I get that right?
Iva.
Miss Iva Green is coming forth and she's from GDOL. Okay, we had a chance to speak the other day and she's interested in stepping up and get this, showing up. So Eva, table topic style, 1 to 2 minutes. Talk to us about plugging into your why. And we brought a nice plug on the screen just for you.
Thank you, Renisha. I'm so excited that I have the opportunity to step up for our district. This is very much out of my comfort zone, but I want to tell you and show you explain to you my why. How many of you keep your why in front of you? Why Toastmasters? Or have you ever even asked yourself, why Toastmasters? I think keeping the why in front of you is very important. My why is to create a better version of myself. And I believe that communication and leadership skills, enhancing them, is the key that will open many doors for me. And so I continue to keep my why before me because we have our meetings on Thursdays. And some Thursdays, I'll be honest with you, I don't want to go to the meeting and I don't want to take a club row. But when I reflect on my why do I do it? To become a better me so that I can be better, that I can be a better communicator, a better leader, a better friend, a better influencer in my community, on my job, in my family. Why? That's my why. Keep your why before you. And then I look at what Toastmaster also has to offer, pathways. I think of pathways as my own personal mentor. It is an intangible mentor for me. It allows me to gain insight into the career path that I've chosen for myself. Motivation strategies is my current path. And when I go into pathways, it helps me to navigate, gain skills and concepts and techniques that I wouldn't have been able to have acquired without it. So I thank Toastmasters International for developing such a program as Pathways. And I want to leave you with this. Remember your why. Keep your why before you. It'll help you to maintain your engagement into Toastmasters as well as Pathways. Thank you. Back to you, Renisha.
I mean, that was so impressive. Good grief. Keep your why before you. And this is coming from a woman that says, I'm growing from hesitance to confidence. And she specifically said, I want to step out of my comfort zone. Typically, we might lean to our heavyweights in D44. We may lean to the ones we know always grace a podium. But our goal this year is to bring those voices that we don't hear and give them a chance. Let them shoot their shot. And you saw that on open display this morning. Now, as we transition into our mini training, we've designed this to target you 2 ways. There are a couple of you on the line that when you think of not just Pathways or the fact that Toastmasters has curated this curriculum and these projects for you, you think that there are some people that are struggling with motivation. They are going off of what Toastmaster Green talked about, which is struggling with the why, not keeping it before you. Then there's other people that are struggling with direction. They need to know what to do. They got their why secure, but they need a growth partner for what? Whenever the why and the what collide, you can consider yourself now in the growth zone. So District 44, welcome. We are shifting at 10:04 anti-meridian, Saturday, October 11th, 2025, Your life will never be the same because you are here to allow your why and your what to collide. And I invite and welcome you to the growth zone. So here is just a brief reminder as we keep our why in front of us, we also keep our goals in front of us. While we're working on personal goals, you are contributing to what my past Division D director taught me, Seamus Hill, distinguished Toastmaster. You're rolling up to a global strategy. Your individual work is impacting a global strategy. Toastmasters is an organization designed for growth and development. When you hit your goals, they have a radar to see that a club is empowering you in a healthy environment and they're growth minded. So this year, give me a thumbs up if you know Smedley's distinguished status is absolutely possible and that is your ambition. It would be paying homage to our great founder, Dr. Ralph Smedley, who back in the 1920s, YMCA, state of California, had this big vision. And who knew that we'd be walking in his vision over 100 years later? So keep these goals and this why in front of you. You're going to continue to see us surface this all year long. In addition, I just want to simply remind you on this slide, while there are 6 paths, know that they are the guide, but you are the gift. Somebody say that to yourself in your atmosphere, wherever you are. Pathways is the guide. It gives me the tools, it gives me the direction. But when I step into Pathways and I bring all that I am the gift. And no one can take that away from you, not even yourself. So use this tool to customize all that you want your journey to be. And ask yourself, why am I doing this? And how does this level or path completion actually move me forward in my personal and professional life? We always need to be able to insert an answer in the what and the why. You all will receive a copy of this deck. So this is high level for you right now. You'll have time after the Education Summit to do reflection. We're about to hit the holiday season. That's why we're grateful to grow today. And I just want you to take a look at when you pick your path, ask yourself and your VPE, which is which. There are some speeches and projects that are well suitable to get the VPE's buy-in and permission to do it outside the club, but with an evaluator present, as long as it meets the speech objectives. Therefore, you can be evaluated in your element. And what I love about our projects is they span multiple generations. Now up next, it's demo time. We do a lot of talking and that puts us in theory zone, but I want to help you move from theory to truth. There is an amazing Pathways influencer and Division E director. Indu Chinathambi is coming forth. She's going to do some short demos. And then after she wraps up, I will do some short demos as well. She's going to take you into what Pathways looks like in existing state. And then I have some exciting updates they've made to enhance our experience. Indu, I'm so delighted to have you as a part of the Pathways influencers. When I met you just last year, I was super impressed by your eagerness. I really love your zeal, and I'm quite impressed with all the things that you're doing in Division E. So as you're getting yourself set up, we are welcoming you now to the virtual lectern. So as she's transitioning District 44, let's just give one of our illustrious division directors some love and let's make some noise.
Thank you, Ranisha. Hello, everyone, folks who already know me. Hello there. And for folks who doesn't know me or seeing me for the very first time, I am Indu Chinathambi, Division E Director, and I'm going to walk you over this Basecamp, the new enhancements in Basecamp. Today, I'm planning to show you 2 different perspectives, being a speaker and what it is to navigate around Basecamp as an evaluator, being a manager, being an user. Hold on a minute. Whatever personality you choose to play, whatever role you choose to play, as our PDQ, Madam PDQ mentioned, as you are delivering a speech, as you're sharing a story, as you're sharing an experience, as you generate that idea as an ideator, you are the gift. And this Pathways is going to guide you. And Basecamp is nothing but the platform that we are going to use to visualize the content, to use those content, right? Now, simple ground rules. We grow with feedback. So, of course, as I am demonstrating this Basecamp, I do love some feedback in terms of nodding your head, showing the virtual thumbs up, so on and so forth. But I love feedback. All right, this is the ground rule. Now, let's directly jump in. Now, Indo is going to be a new Toastmaster who was asked by my VPE to present an icebreaker. All right, what I'm going to do is first log into my Toastmasters International website. Boom, there I am. And then what I'm going to do is slowly hover over the home page to see this particular tile which says go to Basecamp, because Basecamp is the platform where you have all the wonderful pathways, all the content and curriculum that is built to guide you, right? Now, if I am a seasoned Toastmaster who has already completed my pathways, you would see the tiles, the pathways and form of tiles that I have already completed. But now we are assuming I'm going to do my very first pathway and the very first project. Hold on a minute. What is all about this projects and pathways, right? Let's step back. Let's forget about the Basecamp, the technology, the website. Hold on. Let's assume we head to a library. We pick a book. What is the most important thing that your eyes spot? The index page, which gives you the title, the chapter, the subchapter, and topics under each chapter, right? Very simple. I would like you to hold on to that analogy to help you walk over this entire Basecamp, all right? Now, here is the title, Presentation Mastery is my pathway, which is my book title, all right? Level 1, Level 2, Level 3, 4, and 5 is my chapters. And each and every project within each level is your subtitles or subchapters, all right? As and when you progress, complete all the projects, end of the chapter, when you hit complete, you have completed your book. You have learned something. You have gained an experience. All right? This is all about navigating in Basecamp. You being a technical geek or non-technical person, this is all about it. Just a book that you are interested in learning, right? Now, the new user, I am selecting my very first project, which is Icebreaker, where I have to introduce myself to the fellow Toastmasters of my club. Introduce me, right? So I walk through each and every phrase in each and every page. I do not miss even a single content because it is the guide to help me grow as a gift to this wonderful society, right? I went over the introduction. I'm moving on to the next. As you flip those pages in the book that you were interested and you picked from the library. So I keep clicking next as I go over the content and then also reflecting on the learnings that I do. This is the very important page that I wanted to walk you over. What are some strategies you can learn? So you have those questions to reflect the learning that you had from the content. This is where you are actually prepared to write your speech. Review and apply. The next page will be complete your assignment. Now, a racehorse with no end runs nowhere, right? You want to keep yourself in track. And this is the page where you keep yourself in track. You went over all the content. You had the learning. You reviewed. You are ready to apply. And how do you do so? This is where you track yourself. Have you scheduled your speech with your VPE? Done. Have you written your speech? Done. Have you rehearsed yourself? Done. What is the next step? Right? So on and so forth. This is the very structure of every single project that is in the pathways. And all the 6 pathways carry the same setup, same configuration. or whatever you might call it. In simple ways, this is how you reflect upon each and every chapter that you completed in the favorite book, from the favorite book that you picked up in the library in your book club session. Let's call it that. All right. Now, you have checked yourself, you're ready to present your speech, you have done with all of those things, you're reflecting your learnings now. Finally, you're ready to complete your project. Now, if you see this little thing here, you can log your project, keep track of your title, the content, who evaluated you, who is your evaluator, what are you evaluated on. So this is the very log that you can save and secure your record within Toastmasters International website. And I'm going to show you how it is logged and saved in momentarily. All right. Now, before you move on, you just do a quick check, and then finally you completed your speech. After presenting your speech in your club meeting, you hit this complete my project button. Clicking on this very button, this particular project, this credit goes on to the DCP goals, the strategy growth. That is how you participate to your division's goal, your district's goal. This is how you participate to that strategy goal, which Ms. Renisha just now displayed, right? Now, what happens when you complete 4 projects? This is how you see it. Your request will be submitted, your VPE or your Basecamp manager will get a notification. You have to hold on there. And once they approve your project, this is how you see your screen saying, congratulations, you have completed your project, and your credit transfers over to your DCP goals. All right, now the second persona that you're going to play. It's not just about speaking. It's not about just sharing your speech, but also an evaluator, because in Toastmasters, we grow with effective feedback, right? Now, there is a section where you can actually track the roles that you play in Toastmasters. You head on to your profile on the very home page where you logged in. All the way to your right corner, you should see your name and a little icon there, right? And that's where you can see your profile. And in your profile, you see what is your about, your personal information, and all the other things that if you have already stored. Now there is something called meeting roles. And this is where you feed in which role and when, or say the date that you have served. For example, next Monday meeting in my club, I'm going to serve as the speech evaluator. And I have filled in my agenda. So I am saving that log here. Say, you could see the meeting rule added. So speech evaluator, October 13, timer, August 18. So this is how I save all my log of how I evaluate or say present the meeting roles, evaluation roles in each of the club meetings, right? Now, this is how you present your speech or you add your evaluation roles. Apart from that, overall, you could quickly glance all your achievements in terms of badges. Isn't it very cool to reflect and see how much you have grown? I saw wonderful chat messages which really inspired me how Toastmasters has helped you. And this is how you quantify and see them visually as badges. And very cool information. These badges, you just need to hover over and you can see it says share badge. Clicking this, you can share it on your social media. You wanted to show how great you are presenting those speech to your manager who is a connection in LinkedIn? Do this. He knows your power as a Toastmaster. Next time, he's not going to question you about your presentation skills. So this is all about your badges. And here comes the feedback badges. If some of your club members have given you feedback badges for being a member, serving a role, presenting a speech, inspiring them in any way possible, here is where you're going to see those feedback badges. And I do have 2 active pathways And those 2 active pathways are listed down as a separate section and gives me what am I doing it and which level I am presently active in. Do you remember the place where we logged in your speech? The speech title, the date, the evaluator and evaluation form, those logs are listed here. So you know before going for a, any questions your VPE has or you yourself have, which path, which speech, which project I have completed last. Here is the log very quickly to reflect on. The last 2 section, this is where you give feedback and receive feedback, the member feedback. Okay, let's say I just wanted to give feedback to one of my club member. I select a club. Now, there are a few members who are members of 4 clubs at a time, right? So you can select the club. Now, I'm just a member of 1 club. Going back to the assumption that I'm a very new member doing my icebreaker speech. So I'm just member of 1 club and I have Mactos here. I select the club and I select, a member and saying, thank you for inspiring me with your speech. Or you've been a wonderful evaluator. You've been a wonderful accounter, giving me effective feedback where I use the ask, where I use the filler words like, and so on and so forth. Not just with the counting, but exactly where I should make a change. So on and so forth. This is how you give feedback. And the same way, if you receive feedback, this is where it's going to reflect. All right. And the second thing is the evaluation feedback. We've been struggling to share those evaluation forms when you speak or you keep emailing them. Can you share the evaluation form? I'm going to be your evaluator, right? To avoid all of those hindrances. There you are. There is 2 icons if you see on each and every forms here. One is to edit and fill when you are going to serve as an evaluator. The next icon is share. When I'm a speaker, I want to share my evaluation form. I just have to click this and I'm going to share this form, right? So this is how you work through your feedback section. The final section that's there is the resources. And the resources are nothing but every single resource from the International Toastmasters website page has been brought up here related to your pathways. And a very cool feature about this is you can download all these resources in all of these languages, your favorite language. Not just communication skills, not just technology skills, not just leadership skills, but also language skills. Wonderful, isn't it? Now I'm going to quickly shift over and wear my VPE hat. Now let's say Renisha has done her first icebreaker speech and she has submitted. Remember the submission screen that I showed you? Now what I'm going to do as a VPE is log in to the same Basecamp, but instead of selecting the learning dashboard, I'm going to select the Basecamp manager because the VPE, the president, and all the 7 leaders are the Basecamp manager. But technically, it's always the vice president of education, VPE, no jargons. I'm assuming this is for first timers. So I'm going to avoid jargons, Amy. Now, as the Vice President of Education, I will be responsible for the first 6 goals in my DCP, right? So I will periodically check for any levels or any speeches that has been completed and submitted for approvals. So on my screen, you can see any approvals that has been submitted. This is how it's gonna come, and I will click on this view details. I'll go over the speech records, the logs, the speeches that they have presented. Is all the checklist completed? Yes, I approve. If it is not completed, not met the requirement, then I may deny as a VPE, right? And the second thing that I wanted to show you is the members overview. Now, number of members in my club, 10. Each of them, what are the highest achievement that they have? What is the completed pathways? When was the last speech? What I'm going to do with this? Quickly, I can pick up members for my DCP goals and motivate them for the credits, right? And secondly, paths in progress. Which is the last path that they have completed? Yeah, paths in progress. Now, if you can see, all this green check mark is completed. Now in level 2, we all know that there are 3 speech that they have to complete, which means 3 projects in level 2. You remember the chapter, the subchapter, the titles, right? Please do have the same analogy to not to be lost anywhere, right? And now in level 3, we know there are 2 speech altogether, one main speech, and there are electives. Now you can also see 3 out of 4. Rolanda has completed 3 speech out of 4, which means she has not completed. Now what I will know is call Rolanda and check what is her struggle there, any help that she needs, assign mentor if she doesn't need one, and then help her keep going, not to be stuck. That is the role of a VP. So this is the page that helps me to have a member view and also the pathways view, 2 different views altogether. And finally, what is the recent activity that has happened in my club within my members? Oh, wow, Terry Allen has completed his level 2 completion. Okay, this reminds me, next club meeting, I have to recognize him because in Toastmasters, every single effort is recognized. Overall, this is the overview of the Basecamp setup that we have. Anytime, any questions, please do reach out to me. I will be more than happy enough to help you because this is one of my area where I am so inspired and hooked up with Toastmasters. So yeah, thank you, Ranisha, for this wonderful opportunity.
Indu, you exceeded expectations. I am so honored to work alongside you this year. Very impressed with your drive, your initiative. And District 44 is loading you up with love. So District 44, I have dropped in the chat the updates as of October 1st that have occurred with Pathways. And Indu already showed you some of those in the demo. So here's some highlights. Remember, you get copies of all this. You also get a recording of this. So soak up what you can in our brief 3 hours together, but just know the journey awaits you. These changes matter from World Headquarters because they wanted to find a way to really increase member engagement and club quality. And then what's happening is those of us, we don't like to reflect on it that often because we are in the new modern age, as Roy eloquently said, but some of us have been around for a while and we were on a different system and a different path, so to say. And there was this creation called competent leadership. We would get credit for our education goals by serving in meeting roles. So one of the major changes that's happening as of October 1st is the meeting roles that you serve at levels 1 through 5 now go toward your Pathways credit. D44, hold on to this very important note. I'm making a heart at you. These are only affecting paths that started and were purchased October 1st and beyond. If you have a path already open, no change. What you will see is when you go into Basecamp of your profile that Indu showed you, there's a way for you to start logging your meeting roles, but it counts towards paths purchased and started after October 1st. That's when these came alive. What they're also doing is causing us to stretch and to stand up and show up because levels 3, 4, and 5 now contain presentations that are 10 to 15 minutes long and not our typical 5 to 7. Yolanda J., our district director, loves this because she exemplified these things in her PQD year. It's the Successful Club series, Better Speaking series, Leadership Excellence series. So this is just a combination of the things that are happening. I want you to walk away knowing why these changes matter. It's for your engagement and quality. I want you to know about the meeting roles. The main thing is you get credit. Now kick this, if you only get credit for those roles at that path, that doesn't mean you can't still serve in the roles so that we have good moments of truth and great program planning. So keep that in mind. And you will be able to see those roles when you're in Basecamp. Click your profile and then you'll see those at the bottom of the screen. Members, you should always keep track of your